Hey, what's up everyone, Grim here, bringing you some more Let It Die content. Anyways, today I'll talk about, or rather rant about, the 10 things I believe could be improved upon or added to Let It Die. I thought about making this video the other day because I've begun to notice that it's been quite a while since the developers have made a major update to the game. It's been like what, almost 2 years ago since they released the Escalator to Heaven update? Well, maybe you can consider the new set of Jackals as a major update, but that update is around 1 year ago? Yeah. I think it's just nice if they release a huge update that contained a bunch of little things that improve the current gameplay of Let It Die. Without any more delays, I bring you my list of 10 things Let It Die can improve on. Number 1. If the game can add the following features to Chocofunsho's shop, it would really help with making decisions with regards to R&D. For one, they can add a separate tab for equipment that can readily be developed. Also, maybe they could highlight in a different tint the blueprints which have the required materials but do not have enough spilithium for development. There have been so many instances that I wrongfully used the materials for equipment A to equipment B because I didn't know that the only thing I'm missing from equipment A is a bunch of spilithium. Another thing they could add is a material-specific tab. Hear me out. A tab that contains all materials you've discovered so far, which you can select. Once the material is selected, all blueprints that you have which require that specific material would show up. I would like to see them implement this particular feature because I always find myself looking at every blueprint looking for that item that needs a low-tier material like blue milk metals or veneer plank. Knowing that I no longer need to hoard veneer planks for a single item would really help me clear out my material storage. Oh, lastly, can we please have a skip button for this? Yeah, thanks. Number 2. I really wish they showed the effects of the stat affecting decals because right now, they don't actually. Number 2 is about adding stat modifiers in the stats screen, showing the additional figures decals add into the respective stats. It would be really nice to know how much exactly my fantasy enthusiast decal adds to my defense. Adding this would really help out in making decisions on what decals to put on my fighters. Number 3. Next on the list involves Tengoku. I feel like they could add a Tengoku version of a decal stamping machine up in the rewards room in Tengoku. I wish they had these because I used to run the drill mole decal when I was climbing Tengoku in the PS4 version of the game. Having my helmet shattered just made it lose the lifesteal effect, which specifically was the reason why I ran it. This made me stop the climb as I waited for Chocofunsho to restock the one armor piece to make the decal work again. I thought that if I had the opportunity to change my decal, I could have slapped on the vampire decal and used a different armor set. Having no way to change your decals while climbing Tengoku can really make it a nightmare for those who use the enthusiast decals as well. For this reason, I feel like this addition is necessary for Tengoku. Number 4. Speaking of Tengoku, another thing I feel like they could add in the reward rooms up there would be a Tengoku version of the Periscope. The Periscope, if you don't already know, is that machine on one side of the waiting room which allows you to take quests and accept rewards while in the waiting room without having the necessity of passing through the vanishing point to talk to Detox. Anyways, obviously, I want the Periscope up there for the 3 weekly climbing quests. I thought that this addition is necessary because every time I hit floor 100, I feel like I am obligated to go back to the waiting room because either the week is ending or an update is near. If an update happens while you're climbing the Tower of Barbs and you use the solo shelter to save your progress, you'll be forced to return to the waiting room after the update is finished, which sucks if you climbed up to floor 95 and you just want to get to floor 100. If you've completed the quests, however, but the end of the duration reaches you and you don't head back down to the waiting room to claim the rewards, you won't get the rewards whatsoever, which is why I wish there was a way to claim these rewards while up in the Tower of Barbs. Hey, maybe if they add this into the game, maybe they could spice it up by making Uncle Death show up instead of Detox when you use this particular Periscope.
Are you kidding me? No.
Number 5. Believe it or not, weapon damage scaling is not as cut and dry as strength for melee weapons and dexterity for piercing weapons. Dang it, I should have included this in my next 10 things you probably don't know video. Anyways, every weapon actually have their unique mix of scaling off of strength and dexterity, and they're not usually obvious. For example, the MTG gun requires a huge amount of dexterity, but scales heavily off of strength. You can check the entire list of scaling for all weapons through the resources posted in the wiki or Reddit. Did I really just say the wiki? Anyways, for this reason, I believe that the devs should add an extra tab for weapon stats which show how much a weapon scales off of which stat. They could even be a bit vague about it and do what Dark Souls did. Just use letters to show how great a weapon scales off which stat. So that's the first half of my list. Yeah, sorry I had to cut it short there. Just pretend that the title says 5 things that I can improve on. Maybe I should have just used that title. Huh. Anyways, the thing is, I'm making the second half in a while, so hold your pitchforks and don't get mad. The reason why I decided to make this a two-parter is that I believe these types of videos should only take around 10 minutes to finish, and the next half is admittedly a bit more extensive when it comes to explanation. I just took a look at the script and I decided I'd cut it here because if I included it, it might reach around 15 minutes or 20 even, and I don't want to bore you guys. The second reason is that I really want to get this video out as soon as possible, and I'm quite busy with life and other stuff. Well anyways, enough about that. I hope you enjoyed watching. Leave a comment below about what you think of my suggestions and what you think the game can improve on as well. As always, leave a like if you've enjoyed the video and subscribe for more content and so that you'll get notified when I get that second part up. Thanks for watching and I'll see you around. Bye bye.